this one is a big one for working parents. If I leave my job, do I have to return maternity pay? Honestly, it depends on what kind of maternity pay you've received. Hi everyone, welcome back to Official Villa Live, the channel where we break down all things UK visas, immigration, and legal life in the UK. So today's video is a Q&A session where I answer some of your most asked questions. We are covering topics like, can you get post-study visa if you only finish with a diploma instead of a degree? Does driving without insurance affect your citizenship application? And will UKVI ask about the father's whereabouts if you're a single parent applying with your child? Grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's dive into it. So let's start with the first question. If I don't complete my master's and instead get a postgraduate diploma, can I still apply for the graduate route visa? This is a common misconception, but the short answer is no. You won't qualify. The graduate route visa requires you to have completed a full degree level qualification, whether that's a bachelor's, master's, or PhD. A postgraduate diploma or certificate does not meet this requirement. So the key here is that you must successfully complete the qualification stated on your CAS. That's your confirmation of acceptance for studies. If you're aiming for a graduate route visa, try your best to finish that course. If you're struggling to finish your course, reach out to your university's support services. They can help with study advice, counseling, or financial assistance in some cases. And if completing the degree isn't possible,
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so let's digress a little. If you are thinking of applying for a postgraduate diploma as your course and you're wondering whether that qualification meets the requirement, a typical postgraduate diploma does not meet the requirement for a graduate route visa, but a postgraduate diploma in law or a postgraduate diploma in education generally meets the requirement for graduate route visa because it's a professional qualification. So that's just a little side note or tip for anybody outside the country that is yet to apply for their visa. Yeah, you can do that. Anyway, let's go on to question number 2. So next up we have, I drove without insurance and lost my driver's license. Will this affect my citizenship application?
Oh my God.
Driving without insurance is considered a criminal offense in the UK. And when applying for citizenship, the Home Office will assess your, in quotes, good character. So unfortunately, offenses like this can affect your application. So here's how it works. If the offense happened in the last 10 years, it will likely be flagged during the application process. For older offenses, the Home Office may be less strict, but you must still disclose them. I think the key is honesty. Always declare any criminal convictions, even minor ones. If you try to hide them and the Home Office finds out, could result in an outright refusal. One case I've seen involved someone with a speeding fine, and they were still approved for citizenship because they disclosed it and explained the situation. But driving without insurance is considered more serious. So it might take longer to build a case for good character. My advice, get a legal expert or a solicitor to help you and support you with your application process. Don't rely on content creators or Instagram influencers or anybody. Get a professional to help you with your application. The third question is, can I travel while my visa application is being processed, and will it withdraw my application? So this person did not specify. So I would say this depends on whether you've applied from inside the UK or outside the UK. Let me break it down. If you applied for a visa inside the UK, like a visa extension or switching visas, leaving the UK automatically withdraws your application. You will lose the application fee and any progress made. But if you apply from outside the UK, traveling is usually fine. Yeah. I think to avoid any issues, it's always best to wait for a decision before making travel plans. And if you're in a situation where you absolutely need to travel, please consult with an immigration advisor for advice tailored specifically to your case. Pro tip, you can track your visa application status online, and if you have a travel coming up, pay for priority processing because you're in a hurry. This way, you don't have to wait too long before traveling. So question number 4, this one is a big one for working parents. If I leave my job, do I have to return maternity pay? Honestly, it depends on what kind of maternity pay you've received. So there's statutory maternity pay, that's SMP. It's paid by the government through your employer. So you don't have to return it even if you decide to leave your job. And then we have enhanced maternity pay, EMP. Some employers offer additional pay when you're on your maternity leave as a benefit of working with the organization or company. So this often comes with conditions like staying with the employer for a certain period after returning to work. So for example, let's say your employer paid you an extra £1,000 on top of SMP, and your contract says you must stay for 6 months after your maternity leave. If you leave before 6 months, you might have to repay that £1,000. So always check your contract for these details, or your organization's policy and procedures, or contact your organization's HR. Last but not least, can I come to the UK with my child as a single parent, and will UKVI ask about the child's father? Simple answer, yes. You can apply to bring your child as a dependent, but UKVI might ask about the father's whereabouts or involvement. Why?
But why?
Because they need to confirm 2 things: that you have sole responsibility for the child, and that there is no objection from the other parent about relocating the child to UK. So you may need to provide legal documents such as a court order granting you sole custody, a letter of consent from the father, evidence that the father is uninvolved, like a statutory declaration, depends on what country you live in, and in some situations where the father's whereabouts are unknown, you should submit a statement explaining the situation and any supporting documents. So let's say the father just got missing. Do you have a police report? That's the supporting documents that you can use. And part of that can also be like the receipts for the child's school fees, anything that has to do with the child's welfare, and that you are the one that has been paying for this. You have full financial responsibility. Just pack as many information and supporting evidence as you could possibly pack for your application. I think it's key to say that every case is unique and every case is assessed by the ECO individually. So just lead with honesty and documentation. Those are quite essential. Seen cases online where single parents successfully brought their children to the UK by providing thorough evidence. So don't let this discourage you. Just always consult with an expert to strengthen your application. Anyway, that's it for today's Q&A. I hope these answers gave you some clarity on these tricky topics. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and it helps circulate information. And if you have more questions, drop them in the comments below and I might answer them in my next video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you same time next week. Bye-bye.